Alright, good morning, good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. The introduction might be a little bit longer this morning just because I want to try and explain a few things. So if you want to skip through the introduction, I totally understand. Some of you are very faithful to watch the videos and you don't really need the introduction as much as others might need it. If you're new here, thank you. Thank you for joining me and taking a chance on allowing me to do this for you, because it's quite an honor to me that you would trust me to do a reading for you. And also thank you to those that come back over and over and watch all the videos, and you're just so faithful. And I just want to say how much it means to me when I get feedback from you all, and when you comment on the videos or you reach out to me privately and you let me know how the videos are helping you. And if I have offered to do a private reading for you and I haven't done it yet, can you reach out to me again by email and say, hey, I just wanted to remind you, because I have had so much going on that I kind of it got away from me a little bit. I kind of think I know a couple of you. I know I have one career reading, but I've been wanting to kind of break my cards in a little bit better, but I haven't forgotten yours. But there was somebody a while back that had asked me, and I cannot remember who it was. So if you did and you want that reading still, please reach out to me. It's not that I was trying to avoid doing it. That's never the case with me. I do a lot of readings, even when I don't post them. And I get exhausted, and when I get exhausted I forget things. Like yesterday I was having a lot of trouble with my memory. That's one of the things about the abilities that we have, is you have to be careful not to exhaust yourself, because that it'll affect your health. And it's important to make sure you're taking care of yourself and you're getting enough rest and you're eating right and you're exercising or whatever you need to do to take care of you, because you can't give anything if your cup is empty. You have to keep your cup full as well. So make sure we're all taking care of ourselves and not overdoing it. Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of research on really just looking into it a little. I haven't gone in depth at all. But I think one of the main abilities that happens here when I do these readings is something called claircognizance. And the thing about that particular ability is it's like your own mind. It's like the thoughts that come in are your thoughts, but they're not your thoughts, if you understand what I mean. Like, have you ever, this happens to me. It's always happened to me, and I never know if I'm doing the right thing or not. But like, I'll be going somewhere driving, and I always go a certain way, and something will be like, right when I get to a certain point in the journey, it'll be like, don't go that way today, go this way instead. And so you don't know why, but something is telling you go this way, and it's your own thought. It's your own thought saying go this way instead. That's kind of what happens here. And that's why you'll hear me talking to Spirit and asking, what do you want to do next? Because it's my own thoughts, but I know that sometimes my own thoughts can be, what's the word, Spirit? They're my thoughts, but they're being guided or influenced, I guess is a good word. They're being influenced by Spirit. My thoughts are influenced by Spirit. And so that's why, I guess, because I always tend to think that anybody could sit down here and do these readings. And maybe they could, I don't know. You'd have to try. But the cards that I have to pick to do a reading have to be the specific cards to get the message. And so there's no way I could know which cards to choose to get the message. So when Spirit's guiding me to get a particular deck or something like that, that's why, because it's Spirit doing what Spirit does when I'm out there on my way somewhere and Spirit says, don't go that way, go this way. Because if you go that way, you're going the wrong direction, or you might run into something, or there could be an accident. You could, I've had that happen to me where I've heard something say, don't go that way, go the other way. And there was the tragic accident in that other route. I've had stuff like that happen to me quite frequently. I remember one time there was a lot of mass shootings happening around the country, and I got up one morning to take my children to school, and I kept seeing the Twin Towers. When those planes hit the Twin Towers, I kept seeing that over and over again. And I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm not feeling this school thing today for the kids. And I told her why, and she knows. She's lived with me long enough to know that I have a tendency to do these things. We just never really thought anything of it. It was just always me. That's just who I've always been. And everybody who knows me knows that's how I am. But she was like, well, don't take them. If you feel that strongly about it, just don't take them. Because we all have the ability to have that. I know you've experienced it. And if you haven't, you probably will after watching this video. Because there's a reason why I'm telling you all this. Everything that happens when I sit down here to do a reading is relevant to the reading. Every distraction, every interruption, everything that happens. If you hear my stomach growl, everything is relevant. And even before I sit down here to do the readings, everything that happens to me will be relevant. Probably for, a few hours before I do the readings. And that's why sometimes I get woke up during my sleep after dreams, because the dream is part of the reading. But anyway, I didn't take them to school that morning, and I went down to the store to get some gas or something before I went back home, because I was on my way to take them to school. And when I went into the store to pay for my gas or whatever I was getting, the guy in the store said that they had had a shooting in Texas, I think it was, at Fort Hood, the military base, and that there was a lot of chaos going on there in Texas or wherever it was. And I felt like that must have been what I was picking up on, was that there was some kind of danger, but I just couldn't quite figure out where it was coming from. It was a terrorist attack, I think, or the person, I don't know. I never really follow up on those types of situations, but I guess that's what I was picking up on. So if you have this kind of thing happening to you, always listen to your intuition. You can always trust your intuition. Never, Spirit's not going to tell you to go a different way unless there's a reason. So if you hear that, don't second guess it. Never second guess that. And you will, because I always do. I'm always like, is that really you, Spirit? Is that really you? Because it's one of the most difficult, if you have, if you hear Spirit speak to you outside of your head, then you know that's Spirit. Or if you see something, you know that's Spirit. But when it's your own thoughts, you don't always want to, think that that's Spirit. But I promise you that is Spirit. My necklace is jumping up here. You can't see it because we don't have a good angle anymore on the camera. Anyway, so for whatever reason, I'm being told to tell you that. And I also want to say that I am going to do all the signs. I'm going to go through all the signs, and I'm going to do like a little mini something for you. I haven't decided exactly what yet, but I want to do something where I touch on various areas of your life, because a lot of you want a career update on what might be a good direction to go in for your career and what might be going to happen in your finances. So I'm going to go through all the signs and try to get you some guidance for your financial stuff. And if you watch my videos and you click on and you're like, this doesn't sound like it's really about me, you can click off. You can if you want, but I would strongly encourage you to really listen to the entire reading, and all the way through to the end, because sometimes Spirit will save gold nuggets for the end of my readings, just because I think Spirit appreciates your presence with me and not giving up on the readings, because everything in a reading, Spirit's trying to speak to as many people as possible, and Spirit knows if you're going to watch. And so the message might not be at the beginning for you, it might be at the end. And there's no way of knowing unless you watch the entire thing. So if I'm able, I'll put timestamps in. But I encourage you to watch the whole thing from, beginning to end. And I know that can get long sometimes. I mean, I know my readings are long. And I was told back in the beginning that I needed to make them 10 to 15 minutes long. Nobody would watch anything more than that. But that, Spirit never allowed me to do that. Spirit doesn't want that. And just like the daily messages, that's something that Spirit wants me to continue to do. Because some of you don't want relationship. You're not looking at a relationship. You're already in a relationship. And I'm also going to do the married couples and the committed couples relationship videos too. I've got my cards now. I'm going to have to set out a schedule of what I'm going to do, and then it'll be more consistent, because everybody will know, like, this is what I'm going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll kind of put that schedule on somewhere so you can see it. But I'm really trying to get more organized, and I can't promise you that that's going to be a quick process, because this happens when it happens. And the messages come out, like, I don't have control over the messages. I sit down here and I try to be intentional, and you might have noticed that Spirit doesn't really care what I want to do sometimes. Spirit does what Spirit wants to do. Alright, and the other thing that I did want to mention is that I do have the bracelets, and I will be putting them on Etsy, because I want you to be able to use your credit or debit card if you want to purchase one. And they will be $20, okay? And that will include the shipping. Now, if you live overseas and the shipping is really high, we might have to split it or something like that. But I'm trying to figure out how to put them on Etsy, because I want to sell the bracelets with the charms. And I want you to be able to choose the charm that you want from the trinket bowl. So I'm trying to figure out, do I just make some and then let people pick? I'm trying to get some guidance on that. So I think what I might do is take some of the ones that are most common that come out and make bracelets, and then put them on Etsy. And I'll put, like, if you want a custom order, email me, because there's a way to communicate on Etsy. That's what I'm going to do with the bracelets. So patience, people, patience, because I have a tendency, I really need help. I really need help. And my help is coming. My help is definitely coming. It's on the way. And I already have a good helper. I have somebody who helps me with my technical stuff and with my promoting. They help me with that. They've helped me to get my website set up. A really good friend of mine, and I would not have been able to make it this far without him. So I'm wanting to show some love to him too. And I've tried to keep, paying him a little something. And I've had to do that out of my own pocket, because I still am not making anything much off of this. I think right now YouTube owes me like maybe $11 or $12 for all of the work, and I've got over 400 videos. But I'm trusting that the channel is going to grow. It's going to grow. I know it's going to grow. I'm not here for no reason. And there's messages that are here already for people that haven't shown up yet. And if you could help me by sharing the content, and I know that some of you might not be comfortable with sharing it on your social media, and that's fine. But share it with people in your life that you know are into it by word of mouth, and ask them to subscribe to the channel. Because I trust that what I'm doing here is going to make a difference. So if you know somebody that can benefit from the readings, and this is, something that they're into, please, please, please let them know. And if you'll let me know in the comment section, I'll let you enter your name as many times as you want in the drawing that I'm going to have on Labor Day, okay? And I appreciate those who have already entered. I appreciate your participation, and I really appreciate everybody who has been supportive from any time during this entire endeavor, because it's that support and that love that keeps me coming back to do this more and more, because there's been times when I've felt like giving up, and right now I'm going through a phase where I feel like I'm not good enough somehow, like what I'm doing is not as good. And I don't mean to compare myself to other people, because I really and truly don't watch other readers. Occasionally they'll come on after my content and I'll listen to them for a few minutes, but I really try not to do that, because I want to be really careful that what I do and say here is authentic, and that it's not me hearing something somebody else said and then, you know, putting my own spin on it. I want things to come from me, which, you know, we just talked about means coming from spirit. But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling now, but there's a reason. There's always a reason. I'm not ever rambling. It just feels that way. What was I going to tell you? There was something else I was going to say. Anyway, it'll come back to me if it needs to. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to try to get a daily message. Oh, and I was thinking that we might do some piles. Like, you know how they have those pick-a-pile type things? We might do some of those, because there's so many different things going on, and I can't possibly hit on all of them. And if I do different piles and you use your intuition to pick a pile, then you can pick one, or you can watch the whole thing, and then it'll like shorten the videos up. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. And I love the pet reading idea. That is major. I love that. And yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna definitely do that. And I really, last night, y'all, when these dice, if you didn't see the Divine Masculine reading from last night, when these dice gave me the initials, oh my God, that was so amazing. And I hope that they gave you some initials, but that's what I wanted to say to you. If your initials did not show up, or if only one of your initials showed up, or if it showed up in a different way, just because it didn't show up doesn't mean that reading wasn't for you. For whatever reason, they just wanted to highlight those. Like maybe these people had doubt about their relationship, and that's why their initials came out. So don't stress the initials. Don't ever stress because one little thing doesn't fit that's not your reading. Because there might just be one teeny tiny little nugget of truth that can be profound. Because I'm promising you that from the time before I sit down here to do these readings, Spirit is speaking. And I don't know why. I don't understand why I was chosen for this. In fact, I really didn't want to be chosen for this. It's really caused me a lot of destruction in my life, in my relationships with my family. You know, my kids don't like the fact that I do this. I think secretly they might, but my mom definitely doesn't like it. So it's cost me a lot. It's cost me a lot, and I don't make anything. And I need to make something. I need to be able to make a living at doing this, because I don't know if I'll ever be able to go back to a public job. I'm not going to say never, because you never say never. If you say never, that'll be the next thing you do with an audience. Anyway, let's get started and see what Spirit wants to do. Spirit, what kind of message do you want to give us? I always like starting with the virtues because it gives me something like a framework. And then it lets me know that the reading was actually coming from Spirit at the end. Can you show us what virtues are going on today? Spirit says responsibility today. So somebody is going to take care of themselves and what God has given them. And that's what I was just talking about earlier, isn't it? About taking care of yourself. We have to be responsible for our health and well-being. And we can't overextend ourselves. And if you're into the verses, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. Colossians 3:2-3. Maybe you're seeing 3:2-3. And then, do we just take the bottom, Spirit? Responsibility and loyalty. And then we have generosity on the top. So, we're going to leave it on loyalty and responsibility. And the loyalty is, as we always talk about, a lasting devotion to things that are true. Greater love has no one than this, that they lay down their life for their friends. John 15:13. Alright, and Spirit wanted me to read you something out of this book. Alright, Spirit. What did you want us to read out of this book today? Can you please guide me in picking a page in this book that will speak to this reading? In God's eyes, we are enough because He is enough in us. Is that all you wanted me to read, Spirit? I think Spirit wants me to read this one. Is this what you want me to read, Spirit? Okay. You are stronger than you feel right now. I am able to do all things through Him who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. God, it sometimes feels like we need to be strong, to put on a smile, a brave face, and do what needs to be done. But you tell us your strength is made perfect in weakness, which means the moments when we feel the least spiritual might just be the ones when you work most. Because it's in those times we're reminded that we can depend fully and completely on you. It's not about being strong. It's about letting you be our strength. Sometimes what's in front of us seems impossible. The hill is too steep. The test is too hard. The diagnosis is too discouraging. But Jesus says to us, whatever I ask you to go through, I will give you the strength to do. When we're weary, He's our power. When we're afraid, He's our courage. When we're uncertain, He's our security. After a difficult day, I woke up in the night with one verse on my heart. Not by strength or by might, but by my spirit. I needed a reminder that the outcome isn't based on what I can offer in my humanity. Instead, I can trust in the God who has promised to get me through whatever I may face. It is not my strength that matters. It's His strength flowing through me by the power of the Spirit. Nothing is too much for us because nothing we will ever face is bigger than the God who lives within us. He already knows what we're going to face today, and He's already promised us we're going to beat it no matter what. Thank you, Spirit. And isn't that perfect for Leo season? That we have something about how Spirit is strong in our weaknesses. Alright, so somehow we have responsibility and loyalty. Maybe you're facing a very big challenge and you don't know if you have the ability to do it, but Spirit says, you don't, but I do in you, and I'm in your weaknesses. Okay, Spirit, what do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? Now. Okay. Let's go back to the way we were doing things before. Can I please get the overall tarot energy for this reading, Holy Spirit? Overall tarot energy for today's message. Thank you, Spirit. We have Death in Reverse. Death in Reverse. And the High Priestess. So it looks like something wasn't changing and you're going to use your intuition. So something that wasn't changing, and it looks like you were fighting. It looks like somebody was fighting, to be quite honest with you. And that now you're crying about it. It looks like you had a fight. And this could be you fighting something. It doesn't have to be someone. Okay? This could be you fighting an idea. In fact, it looks like somebody's a little startled by something. So there could have been something that's happened that's made you a little bit defensive. I don't know where that's coming from. Okay, Spirit. How do you want to do this? Because I feel a little lost right now. Spirit's saying angels. Which angels do you want to use, Spirit? Okay. Spirit's saying we might use both, but we're going to start out with these. Alright, Spirit, how are the angels helping? Learning. Somebody's learning something. And it looks complicated, too. Not only are they learning, but it looks like you had to go somewhere to learn this. Like maybe you had to go to a class. Or maybe you were taking like a webinar. Maybe you've been listening to stuff online. And let me also interject right here while it's just dawned on me. If you listen to stuff on YouTube, I want to just give you a little gentle caution, okay? Because the other night I was listening to something when I went to bed. And I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I had listened to several hours of something. It was some kind of guided meditation. But the way I woke up is I heard the person say something that wasn't right. And immediately my mind said, that's not right, and it woke me up. And it was like they were saying the same thing over and over again. Over and over and over and over again. But in the middle of all of that, like in somewhere within hours of that, they said something else. So I just want us to be careful what we put into our minds, because what we put into our minds affects us, okay? Our thoughts become things. And so be very careful if you listen to those types of things, that you know the person that's putting the content out and you trust them. And we've been getting that warning through the cards to make sure that the people that you know allow influence over you are living the kind of life that you would want to lead, because they're influencing you. And I did see in the pre-shuffle something about manipulation or deception in an influencer. So I'm not going to say who it was because I don't even remember. But it was something like a guided meditation, and the person was like saying the same thing over and over to try and to really put it into your subconscious. But I don't even know what they said because I didn't even rewind it to listen. But there was something that was said that woke me up. And it was like Spirit said, no, cut it off. And I was asleep. So just be real careful what you listen to. So somebody was learning something. Somebody was learning something. And maybe it was that what you were learning wasn't doing this transformation for you. Maybe that's why I'm saying that. But there's an angel here, and she's beautiful. And this could also be like a cathedral or a courthouse, or it's some kind of big, beautiful building. All right, Spirit. How else are the angels helping with this situation? Mama. Why did I just say Mama? I was about to say Mama said use the other card, y'all. Somebody's mom was here. The angel of encouragement. I'm hearing destiny. I don't know if that's a name. Yeah, somebody's mother is with me right now. Alright. How else are you helping us? Okay. They're giving us vision and communication. Mama is trying to communicate with you through visions. I'm hearing Patsy. Mama might have had a big family too, because there's a lot of children here. Or she might have just been somebody who always had children at her house. I'm hearing a D name, like Della. How else are the angels helping this spirit? Music. Maybe Mama loved music. Somebody might play the fiddle or the violin. And then somehow freedom factors into this. This is a very different message. Something wasn't changing, and so there's a high priestess showing up here. And there's something that you need to learn, and it's about responsibility and loyalty. And it has to do with you having communication and vision and music and freedom. Okay? And somebody's mother is here, but I'm going to leave it at that. Do we want to do tarot? It says find out what special abilities are being used in your life right now. What special abilities? Somebody has sight like I do. Spirit says these numbers are somehow significant. Mama is saying that you have the sight. You have the sight. They must have called it that when you were growing up. You have the sight. Alright, what else, Spirit? For some reason, I don't know why these numbers are here, but I don't think... Thank you, Spirit. You have this protection, too. You have a very special protection around you. Like I do. Like I was saying yesterday when they couldn't see past the spaces in my brain. You have this sight. This is more than just you seeing repeating patterns of numbers. You're gifted with numbers, like almost a calculator gifted, I think. Alright. What else? Spirit, can I get good, strong answers, please, for what else is going on here? Thank you so very much. There's a mirror. Somehow there's a mirror. I don't know what that means yet. Mama might have had a mirror, and it might have looked like this. I'm hearing that D name again. And it's like Delphina. Okay. And I guess celebration. Maybe you're going to have a celebration soon about something. Might have something to celebrate. Okay, Mama. Spirit, what do you want to say next? Alright, Spirit. Talk to me about death. Talk to me about what wasn't changing. What was death in reverse about? It had to do with the light. The light. And see, we have the white light over here. And we're not seeing the light. You weren't seeing the light. And I think the light in this deck is, I'm not sure if it's the star card or if it's, I can never remember. It might be the sun, but let's look because I want to be sure I'm giving you the right message here. The light. It's the sun. So you weren't happy. But it also, to me, because look at this. It was in reverse. See how she's seeing the light? I don't think you were seeing the sight that you have. Like you were trying to ignore it. You might have on a white, some kind of tank top or something that kind of shows your cleavage a little. You might be like me and everything shows your cleavage a little. You have on a bracelet too, maybe. You might have blonde hair. You might be seeing like orbs of light. Okay. Alright, so what about this, Spirit? What about this? I mean, this message is almost over. What about this? What about not seeing the light? Can you give me some more information here for whoever this message is for? This is going to be a very different message. And I'm sorry that it's so long. Somebody wants you to know that they recognize your pain, the loss. There was a loss. Maybe you lost your mama, and they want you to know that they see your pain. This is somebody's loved one. This is I keep hearing a D name, and it's like Delcina. Your pain comes in waves. It literally comes in waves through your heart. And I think that you've been wearing this around your neck like a medal. You've been holding on to this pain like a trophy, like it's a part of you. And they want you to know that you have to release this loss. I think that's what Mom's saying. I keep hearing this D name. Dolores. Maybe Dolores? It's the D name. Maybe your name starts with a D. But Mama's saying it's time to let go of this emotional loss and be happy again. And it might not be your mama that you lost. It could be somebody else. Or you might be losing somebody. Mama might be here to comfort you through a loss. Alright, why are these numbers here? Because of your destiny. Spirit is saying, Mama is saying, this is your destiny. And there's a lot of you. You're not the only one that has this sight. I see like a fluorescent green or yellow light here. And there's a lot of purplish pink showing up to me. Somebody's hair might be brown. Kind of straight. Excuse me. You might have a blockage in your solar plexus. Okay. Why is this white light here? I think they just want you to know you're protected. Why is this white light here, Holy Spirit? Because you're not using your intuition, your third eye. You're not allowing Spirit to show you something. You're closed off to this spirit world. Why are they closed off to the spirit world, Holy Spirit? Spirit's saying you're moving ahead in this. Spirit's saying time to move ahead. Spirit's saying it, and maybe Spirit. I asked specifically why you're not using this gift. And maybe you have other plans for your life like I did. And you're not really wanting to use this gift because you know that this gift can be challenging to use. But that sun is real bright in your eyes right now. Like there's a real bright, something's being really illuminated to you. You could, for some reason, there's a sailboat here. You might like to go out on the water. What about this? What about this, Spirit? You might have a curtain hanging up in your house too. Spirit says it's time to start something new. And yes, you do have a blockage in your solar plexus. You don't believe you can because all you see is the challenges. Just like I just said. All you see is the challenges. Somebody has a cute short hairstyle that comes right to their chin. And they have on some cute little sandals with a little strap around your toe. And a really cute dress. You might have a headband on too. All you see is this challenge. Why is the mirror here? Because they want you to be aware of how powerful you are. This is the Magician. You're a very powerful person, and they want you to see that. They want you to look at yourself and be aware of your strength. And they're saying that you have a responsibility, like this is your destiny. This is what you have to do in life. And there's something about loyalty. Alright. Why is freedom on the bottom of the deck? Somebody in your life might be incarcerated. I think that might be in relation to this celebration. Maybe this person is going to get out. Yeah, Spirit is freaking amazing, y'all. I just got the celebration card. You're about to rejoice about a heartache. Something that's been very painful is about to be over for you, and it has to do with somebody coming out of this prison. There's a prison that somebody's been in, and you're about to celebrate the end of this. Maybe you're the one that's been in this prison. Somebody has a huge cross necklace. Somebody has a gold bracelet. You might literally have a party to celebrate this person coming out of this incarceration. Or it could be like, it doesn't have to be a physical prison, but for someone I sense that it may be. And there's the stability showing up on the bottom of the deck. Alright, I'm hearing that D name again. Like Darnesta, Delilah, Doreen. There's a D name. Danny, Danielle, Darnell. Okay. Anything else you want to say to this person before I close this message? Because this has been a very, very different message. Transformation. This death. This transformation. There's going to be a transformation. What about this transformation, Spirit? Like, you literally look like you're an angel and you have wings. Somebody has on a green shirt for sure. You're going to have, Spirit is saying your finances are going to be good. You're transforming your material harvest. You're going to have a lot of abundance. But it's not going to be a flashy abundance. You're going to keep it simple. Like, you like to stay simple. You don't want to be flashy or showy with your money. You're somebody who really keeps things basic and responsible. You're responsible. You might have had an apple or an orange today, or some kind of fruit, but specifically I see an apple and like a grapefruit here. And you have a stack of coins. Somebody has a water bottle with one of those lids that you can open just slightly. Like, it's not like this exactly, but kind of. Somebody said they might have some vodka in that water bottle. Wow. Whoever your person is, they're very calm. They're very chill. They're not, somebody has blonde hair. They want me to really be patient with this message and not rush it for some reason. Like, I think they are patient. And they were a very laid back, down to earth, country type, kind of like me, a country girl type feeling. They have a very, very laid back feeling to them. Very nice energy. Alright, and then intuition on the bottom of this deck. Like, you can't make this stuff up, people. You can't. You just can't. Okay, Spirit. What does this person need to surrender to step into their power? And then they want me to give you a message with Moonology. What do they need to surrender? Oh, baby. Look. fear. Don't be afraid. You're afraid. It was coming out with force, as you saw. Your fear was jumping out at me. Surrender to your soul's path. You're thinking negatively. Spirit says don't do that, and don't be overthinking or obsessively thinking. And there's something about divine timing here, which is probably, and I see Big Ben here, you might live in Europe or in England. I see freedom here. This is about your freedom. This is about somebody getting out of this freedom or having a celebration about their freedom. Anything else, Spirit? I'm hearing nighttime. Nighttime. Something might have happened at nighttime. I have surrender to rest and sleep. You need to get some rest and surrender to your intuition. I cannot make this up. You might have green eyes. Somebody has brown hair. And stop worrying, they said. You're worrying about somebody or something. They don't want you to worry anymore. Oh, you said you wanted to give this person a message out of here, Mama. What message do you have, Mama? What message do you have for your child, Mama? The energy is gaining momentum. Don't let pride get in your way. Something is this Eight of Wands energy, this forward mass, this fast moving. Something is moving ahead quickly for you. There's something that's just happened or is about to happen that's going to propel you forward. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So something has happened to move you forward. And for some reason they're asking you not to be too prideful. I don't know. You know though. And you need to expect some powerful change because powerful change is coming into your life. You're about to celebrate this freedom. What else, Spirit? Okay, they're saying that nothing is set in stone and that there's a lot of, this emotion is heavy right now. You have a lot of emotion. This is about you releasing this wound or releasing some negativity. Something that you've been negative about that's been really in your emotions. They want you to release that, and they're suggesting meditate and contemplate about this. So take some time to really think about what's being said here. There's something that's not set in stone yet, and I want to find out what that is. They're saying believe in the impossible. So something you thought was going to happen a certain way, they're saying that's not set in stone. And somehow there's a mutable moon here, which I shamefully have no idea what that really means. I do, but I don't. But the moon is very strong here. So this could be a Cancer rising or somebody that has a Cancer placement. There's a super moon here. We also have a full moon in Scorpio and a new moon in Pisces. So I suggest that you find out when these are, because this might very much tell you something about this celebration. But they're saying right now nothing is set in stone, but to believe in the impossible. So there's something about a situation that you feel is impossible, and they're saying it's not set in stone. And you're really jacked about this. You're jacked about it. You're jacked about this change. This change has had an effect on you. This change is... It's time to release some negativity you have, though. And to stop and take some time to meditate and contemplate. Koi fish, scorpions... There's a crescent moon, and just know that the moon is very significant to this situation. Longleaf pines are standing out to me. The ocean is also standing out to me. My throat chakra is struggling again today. So you probably don't want to hear this. I'm hearing the name Candace, And you may not believe that this could be true for you. Okay, anything else, Spirit, before I close this message? Anything else you want to say? The answers you need are coming. Whatever answers you're needing, they're saying they're on the way. And they want you to work through these fears you're having. Work through your fears. Alright. Anything else I can give this person? For some reason I was feeling to use shamans today. So let's pull a shaman and see what might come out. Can you give this person a message from the shaman? Dream. A message, please, for this person from Shaman's Dream. We're going to use the black cards also, I think. This person wants to give you this message and they don't want to rush it for some reason. Thank you so very much. Meditate and be still, they're saying. And be intentional. They want you to be intentional about something. The eye of the needle. And then this new beginning. You have a new beginning and it has to do with the Moon Maiden. Alright, y'all know I gotta see what's up with this for you. Alright, we know what deep, quiet stillness is. They want you to be deeply quiet and still. And really listen for Spirit to speak to you. That's the number 11, which is 2. We have 17. We have 11, 17. Somebody's age might be 41. This could be somebody's birthday, 11, 17, 41. Or somehow those numbers could factor into the situation. 11, 17 could be a significant date. And it could be 2, 8, 5. Somehow those numbers are significant. But what is eye of the needle, this intentionality, Spirit? They will not let me rush this because whoever this is for will understand why. You're having to look through something real carefully. And it's so hard to see that it's like you're having to look through the eye of a needle to see it. That's why you have to get so still and so quiet, because you will miss it. And you feel like you're drowning in these emotions. And that the full moon keeps you stuck. Like you can't get, like, there's certain times of the month when it's stronger. And I don't know if you even realize that the full moon is affecting you in this way, or that the moon in general and the cycles of the moon are affecting you in such a profound way. And you might even attribute it to something else, like depression. But I think that if you would start doing a journal, and every day write down how you're feeling and find out what the position of the moon is, you'll start to see a pattern. And you can actually start preparing yourself by following the rhythms of the universe. By following the rhythms of the full moon cycles and knowing, you know, when the moon is like this, I'm feeling like this every month. When the moon is like this, I'm feeling like this. I mean, and I think we could all benefit from this. Because the full moon and all the moon, anything about the moon affects some of us more than others, especially if you have a Cancer rising sign or if you have a very strong Cancer placement, which I do not. Okay? But somebody does, and it's affecting your moods, and it's affecting your ability to let go of this sadness. And I think that's what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so this is what this intentionality, it's about being having clarity and having positive outcomes. If you look through the eye of a needle, what do you see? Summon the experience of being so singularly focused on the task ahead that it becomes natural to remove everything that is superfluous, every distraction, every non-essential, so you will succeed. What is, in this case, the definition of success? In order for the threading of the needle to happen, everything not in alignment with your goal needs to go. This is the only way you'll get what you need. Shrewd discernment, the willingness to winnow down the needle thread connection to its essence. The eye of the needle looks so tiny, but once your intention threads through it, a vast opportunity is presented on the other side. The needle can mend, can sew things together to make something meaningful and new. You're experiencing success right now. Stay true to your desires, to the work you need to accomplish, so you are laser focused on the experience of creating and manifesting the outcome is assured by divine forces. Okay, so somebody is about to step into some real powerful stuff. Like, I don't think you even know how powerful you are. You know. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know you have a responsibility to this too. And I'm not going to tell you again to get busy. Where did that come from? Whoever this is that I'm channeling has been trying to tell you, and you know it. You know it. Like, they want to put a foot up your butt for not doing this already. Because you know how this site that's been in your family for all these years, you know how important it is and the responsibility that comes with it, and that you should be loyal to this, but you're refusing. And you're holding on to grief as an excuse. Mama is not playing. Darnell or something. I don't know. There's a D name for somebody. And just because the name doesn't resonate doesn't mean this isn't your message. This message could be for many people. Okay? But they're saying that there's some stuff in your life that's got to go because it's keeping you from your destiny. And it's just simply got to go. And you got to set aside every weight and everything that's keeping you from reaching your goal. You have to set things aside and set people aside, situations aside. You have to focus and be intentional. Some people are going to have to go from your life. Some things are going to have to go from your life. Declutter. Do whatever you got to do. Get rid of some stuff. There's stuff you've been holding on to that doesn't belong to you anymore. You should have put it at the Goodwill store or at the thrift store for somebody else. It doesn't mean it doesn't have value. It's just time for you to give it to somebody else so you can do what you're supposed to be doing. And it doesn't mean that you can't still have a friendship with these people. But it's time to set these boundaries that we talked about last night. It's time to set some boundaries and it's time for some change. It's time for this new beginning. Because there's other things in your life that need to be reconciled. Your family. There's something in your family tree looks like it's pure on fire. And holding on to these things back here is keeping you from having these reconciliations. And this is a lot of the grief also, is what I'm being shown now. There's a mushroom significant. And this is the fall. There's something going to happen in the fall. There's a woman in the middle of this tree wailing. Wailing. Number 59. Grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses and reconciliations. When you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup, a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or putting too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointments, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it all now. Look at it all squarely and honestly and stay with your feelings. Life is not either or, it's both and this and that. So as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure, yet like all things, they will pass soon enough and you will be more enriched by the experience. So feel it and heal it, okay? And if you need anything from me, I'm here for you for sure. For some reason, I'm being told now to pull one of these. Maybe you have some Native American descendants like I do. There we go, Harmony. Harmony came out. Harmony. This is about this music. I think we had something about music on this board. And this is going to tell you what about the music. And I've always said that, see the darkness around this person and how this music is their way out of the darkness? This music is the transformation. Maybe you had an egg for breakfast. Somebody had a little wood broom, like a wooden broom. There's a memory of a wooden broom. Somebody has green on today. Very strong green standing out to me. There's a chessboard or checkerboard. Alright, harmony, music, the creation. This indicates south, so there may be something significant to you about the south, and there may also be something significant to you about the color red. Okay? Sound, such as the Big Bang, is simply the movement of air equivalent to breathing, an act of giving life. Creation, a handmade flute, a rattle with crystals, a sacred pipe and drum, nature's voice expressed through human instruments. Music rings the bells in your heart. It opens you to movement and joy. You are in transformation through creativity. Find the secret of meditation and inner harmony by being in an alert stillness. Alrighty then. Maybe you do play a flute. Somebody wears a bandana on their head, and they might have long black hair. They might have a beard. You might have on like some big sweatpants that are real baggy. Alright, so I think that's your message, folks. And I don't know why it changed routes and went in such a different direction today, but somebody knows. Alright, Spirit, can I get some initials for this reading? This doesn't mean it's not your reading if your initials don't show up, okay? I have D, D, and P. Remember I kept saying there was a D name? I have D, P, D, P. Alright, can I get some initials from these? H, R, H, R. And it could just be one of these letters or it could be both. I have D, P, H, R. B, P. B is in boy, P is in Paul. And then the last one is N. N is in Nancy. Or Ned. Or Natalie. Alright, trinkets, please, Holy Spirit, for this very different message. And I thank you that all of my messages are always going to be different. Truly grateful. Alright, I have so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble seeing, but it says so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. Do you remember the one over here? Oh, that's beautiful, Spirit. Love and be loved. I have the hand for the intuition. I have this one that we had last night that says dream, hope, trust, love. Dream, hope, trust, love. Over and over again. I have an elephant. I have a clown again. There's a jester, a fool, or a clown here. I have a cross with Jesus on it. I have strong is beautiful. I have I will. I have what's for you will not pass you by. I have my love is alive. Oh, baby. I have make a wish, make a wish, make a wish. Success, success, success. Over and over again. And there's a heart. A star. Why did I say heart? Nothing is an accident in these readings. I have love in an arrow. I have a rocket. I have a holly hobby. This looks like it could be an aardvark or an anteater. I have a wild horse or a mustang. I have a dolphin. I have a tiny little heart that says, you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, all over it. I have a ball. No. It's a dream catcher, y'all. A dream catcher. I have a mermaid. I have love and peace. I have a star. Y'all, I have 2 stars. Somehow these stars are significant. Maybe the stars are aligning, or maybe you're going to be a star. I have another elephant. I have always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. And I have a teeny tiny little tower. Drink it from this other bowl, please, Holy Spirit, for whoever this might be for, whoever this reading might be for. I have a metal headgear. I have give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world, Marilyn Monroe. I have I will hold you in my heart until I hold you in heaven. I have a horse. I have a wing, like an angel wing. I have she believed she could, so she did. I have an anchor. I have a skull. I have an angel. I have live, laugh, and love. I have a tramp stamp. I have a cactus. I have an octopus. I have some cherries. I have 2 infinity signs. I have live your dream, no matter where. You are always in my heart. And I have my cool ass spirit wearing the bandana. And he has a feather sticking out of his eye. And I think he's trying to remind us that you need to look through the eye of a needle. Even though that's a feather, it's in his eye. So I think that this feather represents you looking through the eye of a needle. But somehow feathers are also significant here. Alright, Spirit. Can I get rocks, please? That will be relevant to this reading. What rocks would you give us to this reading, Spirit? I have wealth, like money. I have hope. Wealth and hope. So there's hope for your wealth. I have inspire. Maybe you're going to inspire people. Spirit's saying, trust me. Trust me. Honor your responsibility and your loyalty. Holy shit, y'all. I have dream and I have freedom twice. Somebody's about to get freedom, and it could be from a real prison. But somebody's about to get freedom from something. It could be this prison of this grief. It could be a literal prison. Use your intuitive guidance. Use your awareness. Use your meditation. Get still, and Spirit is going to show you everything that you need to see. Okay? I love you, and if you will please let me know if this video was yours. I would appreciate it, even if it's privately, because somebody's mama came through and made me talk a little bit sassy. All right, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.